Hey.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Sports Bets, but mostly Chaos. But you can
That's
also refer
spam.
to us as Sports Bets. But wait, I have one more thing I need to mention because we do a lot of that here as well. Yeah, we are back for another episode. We got another typical jam-packed show. Why are you shaking your head, John? Like, you telling me that's not true? It's exactly how everything goes. It's going to happen again tonight. I guarantee it.
Stop shaking your head. At least you didn't do that stupid ass. All aboard. I mean, it could have been a lot worse.
See,
so
could have been a lot
roll with it.
worse. So
that was a lot better of an
maybe
intro.
John should start doing the intros since he thinks he can do probably so much better. So
I'd pay to see it.
I would pay to see that as well.
Anyways, as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by someone's head gestures. We got a lot to get to. So this is a good show we got coming your way. So we're gonna throw right things into some MLB action, and we're gonna do things a little bit differently. So based on the timing of when we start this podcast, so everybody know it's 6:46 local time for us. The A's game is about to get going in about 20 minutes, and we just don't think we're gonna get to a point where we can do our bets post this segment here. So we're just gonna jump right into the bets. So Jason, I think you were the most ready to do it. So why don't you hit us with us and what you got for tonight's bets between the A's and the Mariners?
All right, so I got 4 bets going on. I'm gonna fade the local teams tonight. I'm gonna take the Dodgers over the Giants. I'm also gonna take the under 8 runs in the Dodgers and Giants game. And then going over to the A's and Mariners, I'm going to take Seattle. Shaman has been slumping a little bit, so I'll take Seattle over the A's. And also the under 8 runs.
You always take the under. Hell yeah.
I'm an under kind of guy. What can you say?
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's nasty.
And John, did you have anything? I think you were cooking something up, maybe.
Yeah, I'm actually on the complete different viewpoint for Jason. I actually like the over 6. Shamania's strikeouts is 6.5. I got the over of 6.5, and then I'm taking the A's money line minus 190. Yeah, 190.
All right. So I got 5 rolling into it, and
got 5 on it.
Got 5 on it. So 4 of them are going to be in that A's Mariners game. I'm going to take the A's are going to score the first run in that game. As well as there will be no runs scored in the first inning. This is one of those bets I love to take, and I seem to always never get that right. So I'm hopefully this pulls off. And then I'm going to take a player prop, and who's going to get a base hit? I'm going to take Elvis Andrus. I think he'll get a hit tonight, even though a little bit recently he's been a little bit struggling, but I think he'll get a hit tonight. And not going to play the over under 6.5, but I will say Manaea has 5 or more strikeouts in that one. And then and the only bet I'll take in the Giants-Dodger game, I'm also going to be with Jason on this one. I'll take the Dodgers over the Giants. I think that'll be a series split. So maybe the Giants don't gain any ground or don't increase their lead by any, but they also don't lose any ground against the Dodgers. So those are my 5 for tonight. So all right, we can jump into.
You're taking Shamania 5.5, or because the over under 6.5?
Well, if you listen to what I said I wasn't going to play anything of the.
Gotcha. So you're just making
over under.
I'm just making your own lines up.
Well,
He's making his own.
No, before the show started, I told you if you go to FanDuel, it'll show you the pitcher. It'll give you options for this pitcher over 4, over 5, over 6. There's different odds for everything. I'll pull it up for you if you want to see it. I'll give you the actual.
We're only 5 minutes in, and this is already heated.
It's already a wrong kind of show.
Fight. This is like the Cohooney 5.
To go on vacation.
Well, what can I say?
You guys are ready for a vacation.
What? All right. Anyways, can we get to the segment now? We can actually talk about baseball.
I don't know, man.
Or do you still need to? Or do you still need to keep talking?
I don't even think we're gonna have a podcast next week.
Not even close.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, I know who I'm gonna go throw to first here. So so Jason, just talking to you specifically here, but so the A's, they came out of the All-Star break and kind of sour. They dropped 2 out of 3 at home to the Indians against a team that they kind of really, I guess you could maybe argue they really had no business losing a series to. And I think we're just seeing this common theme of where the A's starting pitchers are just continually giving the A's chances to win every single game, but the offense is just whether they show up or not. And sadly, and then they get the Angels for 2 games, and thankfully the Angels are god awful.
Hot garbage
And
is what they are.
I think they scored they scored 1 run in the 2 games.
Yep.
So
Irrelevant. Moving on.
but it's like, even though you look at the 2 games and it's like, you look at that Monday night game specifically, and once again, a typical A's victory, they get 4 runs, but they're all on home runs. They don't really produce any much offense after that. So it was nice to see them get some runs on Tuesday, though, by manufacturing runs, getting doubles, getting base hits, and they did a lot with those 2 outs. So that's a positive sign. But I guess what you feel about that, but also this series they have now in Seattle, they have this 4-game set before they head down to Southern California to face the Padres and the Angels. But this is a really big 4-game series, and it's probably more pressure on the Mariners, if anything, because the Mariners are trailing the A's by the few games, and you kind of feel like they really feel like they're going to need to at least take 3 out of 4 from the A's in this series. While the A's, obviously, I think the A's need to win this series too, but it's almost like if they find a way to split the series, it's kind of a no harm, no foul situation. So I think a lot of pressure is definitely on the Mariners, especially because they are facing Manaea tonight, and they are facing Bassett, I believe, on Saturday, I think, based on the way the rotation's been since kind of the break. But yeah, I just want to know your thoughts just based on, how they look so far after the break, and maybe just a little upcoming on the series they got coming up.
I think it's been status quo since the All-Star break. It's who they are. We've talked about their hitting, the struggles, talked about the hitting coaches, I should say. My friend Chris Rod on the other day threw out that Darren Bush, needs to be doing more as where it's philosophy. I know it's a little late, it's halfway through the season, but something needs to change. Like you said, though, Seattle need these 3 out of 4 at least. They've been hovering around 500 all year. If they say they're going to take 3 out of 4 from the A's, they're right back in that wild card hunt. If they, lose 3 out of 4 and get swept, then they might have to think about maybe being sellers at the trade deadline next week. This is a big time for Major League Baseball because trade deadline's next Friday or Saturday, I believe. Mm-hmm. And you're really going to know if it's a Friday. So you're really going to know who is trying to be a contender and who's a pretender. You've got teams all over the place trying to jockey around, see where they fit, and if they can make a run. If they're not, obviously, the thing about baseball this year is a lot of divisions are, I don't want to say settled already, but like the AL Central, the White Sox are huge, the Brewers are huge, the NL East is a big lead. So I think it's like everybody's playing for the wild card, and you gotta kind of have to figure out if you're there or not. It's regarding back to the A's, though. It's the same old song and dance, like you said. They hit home runs. They're get bases loaded with nobody out. And how many times do we see it? Get nothing or 1 run. They don't have that big.
And that 1 run that gets like a sac fly.
Right. They don't have a big, hey, that's a bases clearing double. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you said, Caprillian's been excellent. Maybe throwing his name into the AL Rookie of the Year if he keeps dealing the way he is.
Yeah, and look at also Montas. He's had 4 straight starts where he's given up 2 runs or less. So I just keep thinking it seems like every single time to go out there. I mean, can you guys off the top of your head, can you name the last time a starter has went out there and been man, he really sucked? And
Bassett's not Bassett's start before the All-Star break, but the start before. I think it was against Houston. He got rocked. He didn't
but see, that was at least a difference. I mean, that was a game where the A's took the lead and they had no business losing it. Mm-hmm. So I get what you're saying. I think I was thinking more of the idea of when's the last time they got down really bad early and it was oh crap, good luck getting out of this one, I think it might have been that, maybe it was that Montas start in Texas where he got bombed by 8 runs in 4 innings. So I mean, if you take away that one start, Montas in his last probably dozen starts has been really good. He's been really good.
Manaea's been struggling the last couple.
Yeah,
and they kind of equal each other out. But yeah, they've both been.
But it's even when the A's pitchers started to struggle. I mean, it's they gave up 3 runs in 5 innings. It's that's still it's
not like the Diamondbacks.
For the talent that the A's have and what they could produce if the guys were just on it. That's not a lot. That's enough to give the A's a chance.
Yeah.
Well, that should be plenty enough.
Well, when Rist and I went to that Cleveland game last week.
Yeah, typical. You went to a game and the A's lost.
Well, yeah, no. So then there was bases loaded, no outs, and they hit up. No, I think it was actually, was it Murphy? He hit into a double play And they got the runner out at home, and I was just like, wow, okay. And Reese's words, just exactly, just Oakland A special. That's what it is, and so sadly, that's the reality of it, and it's not something that you necessarily want to have trademarked, but it has kind of become the way that it seems to be when you guys have bases loaded. There seems to be like no threat to the opposing team. If anything, it's kind of better for them. They're like, all right, we got this. No home runs in our future.
I mean, really, the only guy that you probably like feel somewhat good about if the ace of bases loaded is probably Jed Lowry, because I think he's the only one who has like a really like decent batting average when it comes to that situation compared to
I think they even had
team, so.
Murphy pinch hit or whatever late in the game, and and then he got that sac fly, but you kind of don't want that in that situation because it's still it's an out, and you kind of see where it was going to go from there. Now it's going to be 2 outs, and you kind of wish that he just got a nice hard grounder to keep the outs at 1 and keep the momentum rolling. But yeah, just kind of.
I wonder what that is. Is just guys pressing when the bases are loaded with nobody or 1 out, that you're just trying to do too much instead of
I mean, is it
you have to think it's also on their mind. I mean, they know that offensively they're in a pretty big rut, and I feel like, you know, when they get that situation, they're kind of like, oh shit, this is like a chance to, you know, put it out. Because I mean, you know, they hear all the chatter, all the talk about how
probably want to be the guy to break the trend, right? You want to be the guy to break the jinx and be like, okay.
Because that's the thing is that they say hitting is contagious, and they feel like if they can be the one that starts it, all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. I mean, we saw it Tuesday in that game. They finally got Laureano, I think, opened up with that 2-out double, I want to say, and then all of a sudden it was like back to back to singles, a single, and they kept getting runs. So it's almost like they feel like, if I can just get this hit right now, the next guy is going to come through, and it's just going to keep spiraling, you know? So yeah.
The A's are definitely not a team that could put, you know, 4 or 5 hits together. And it sucks because, you know, like you said, they're not, you can't always win games by getting home runs. And that seems to be the way ever since July, you know, ever since their calendar went from June to July, it's home run or you're going to lose. Because, I mean, all 5 pitchers are pitching so fucking good. And it's to a point where there's no reason to go for a starting pitcher at the deadline. I mean, I know the deadline's next Friday, and, you know, you would like maybe another veteran arm, but
there's too many other things
all 5 of them are so good.
Yeah, there's too many other things they have to address that I just think this having a starter, I think that's
like in the middle of your column of situations that you need to fix right now.
I wouldn't even say
say at the bottom.
It's the bottom. It's the bottom.
I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a bottom necessarily, because I think that you guys could always get stronger starting pitching at least. But at the same time, it just reverts back to that time when you guys went all out for the Shark, you know, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out. And
you're thinking of the wrong trick.
Samardzija.
I know what you're talking about.
For Samardzija.
Same year. The same year.
It was the same year, but we didn't go all out for Samardzija. It was the Lester.
No, you didn't go all out for Samardzija, but I'm saying like that was the potential where you guys were going all out that season is what I meant. Like not for that trade. No, all out that season, because you guys were like, it's all of it or bust. And it was,
I think that was awesome. I mean, I can't tell you the A's rotation that year off the top of my head that they had before they got like Samardzija and Lester, but I think those moves made a little more sense maybe back then.
Yeah. Well, they made sense at the time. It looked really good on paper, but then it just didn't pan out. Like obviously,
when they made the Lester trade, they were saying on like MLB Network that the A's are probably like the favorite as of right now, like on paper, to win the World Series.
Did you guys just have the wild card game that year too?
Yeah, that was the one. That was the one where they faced the Royals.
Okay. That was the Royals game.
The chemistry in the locker room
that was the year.
Wasn't there.
That was the year that the Royals. So the winner of that played the Angels, and then I can't remember who they put after. But that was the year the Royals, they won every single game in the American League side of the playoffs, and then they got to the World Series against the Giants. They hadn't lost a game.
Oh
yeah, lost the Giants.
That's right. Okay.
And that was crazy because it was like, oh, look at the Royals, they're gonna be here. And then they went right back the next. They went back to the very next year, and they won the World Series.
And they won it.
Yep. I think the Giants probably had some buzzers on them too.
That Royals team was pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
I mean,
now, do you
guys? That was back when they had.
Have a chance to do the same thing this year?
Well, hey, that's a big bomb. The I know a lot of chatter, and I know a lot of A's fans that really wanted to see the A's go after Nelson Cruz for the deadline, and that's off the table now as the Rays were able to acquire him. So I don't know the A's probably got lucky that they faced the Rays when they did this year, but I don't know. It'd be interesting. And like I mentioned about the deadline too, I'm really curious, and I'm excited to know that I'll be on that road trip while that deadline's going on, because I mean, kind of being there and, kind of looking like, oh shit, what's the move? Is there move to be happening? And then possibly seeing like those guys make their debut, like that's gonna be really cool. So I'm really excited for that. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I've been talking to people.
Do you guys want to just because we won't have a podcast before the deadline. You guys want to take a shot in the dark and who you think they're gonna get?
Does it have to be a specific person, or can we like say like it's gonna be one of these people?
I mean, I have a specific person in my mind, but like, I'm pretty sure all three of us agree. I mean, Ben doesn't really matter.
Okay, how about this? We can all come up with our own hot take. It doesn't need to be necessarily the A's. We can all come up with an idea of like one person we think is going to go somewhere and where they're going to go.
The Tampa Bay. They're going to definitely
Tampa
go.
Bay.
Their Tampa Bay is for sure going to get the who is Laureano.
I don't think so, Tim.
Jesus. All right, well, John, why don't you start off? Why don't you, because we still got to talk about the Angels a little bit and maybe a little about the Giants. We'll touch on it.
Very little.
So, John, what's your hot take? I want to hear the hot take. What is coming in scorching hot here? And actually, before you even say anything, let me cue this up real quick, because we can't do this without doing it. If I can ever find it.
If I honestly
give me a minute, I'll find it. Oh wait, never mind. I found it. We're good. Okay, here we go.
A's are going to trade for Joey Gallo.
Ooh.
I like it.
That's my hot.
So anything under that is going to be totally fine if it's wrong, because that is going to be them. Mark the tape.
I guess I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean,
I think it fits perfectly with what they need, and he's available, and it'll be a 1 year thing too, because they're not going to re-sign him after that.
Well, he's arbitration eligible. He's arbitration eligible next year.
Yeah. And he's going to win arbitration, that's for sure.
So what that means is that if the Rangers are going to trade him, one, I don't think they're going to trade him in the division. And two, if you got him for an extra year, you're going to have to pay even more instead of a rental for 2 months. So you're talking about getting rid of your top 2 to 4 prospect for Gallo.
Yeah. Would you guys give up Luzardo for Gallo right now?
Yeah.
Luzardo?
Actually, let me think about it.
Oh,
straight up, Luzardo for Gallo. Just 1v1 right now.
Luzardo, and maybe another like prospect or like a 7th something.
Well,
pick.
if you throw that in there, then I'm gonna have to know like
because
the prospect we're trading.
I don't think they can get Gallo for strictly just Luzardo. I think they have to throw in just another small item. But if you're getting Luzardo back for Gallo, like that is Luzardo still is a huge trade piece.
Here's what concerns me. If you trade Luzardo within your division, you're going to face him if he turns it around.
And the more I'm thinking about it, because Gallo isn't my top option, so I probably would not do that.
Yeah, I don't think the Rangers do.
All right,
I have a feeling they're going to go get a lefty outfielder. I don't know who, and that's just my who I could see it happening. I don't all the players. Right. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
anyway, who wants to go next? Who wants to take one?
Who is your top option, Greg?
Who's my top option?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a top one, but I would just pick one right now. If you want me to do mine?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I'll go last because I actually have one.
All right. The A's are going to acquire Brian Reynolds from the Pittsburgh Pirates.
You got high hopes.
He's probably, I know it's totally high hopes, but even though it's a hot take, I don't know. I guess he'd be it's either him or Duvall. I mean, I think Frazier, it would be a nice choice too, but
I think Frazier's going to go to like someone like Philadelphia or
so you guys want to get Ryan Reynolds or what's his name?
Brian Reynolds.
Brian Reynolds. Oh, okay. I was like,
interesting. Really quick question. Does any of you guys know? I don't know if I told you guys this already. Off of the podcast. Have any of you guys know where Brian Reynolds actually came from?
San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, you're right. You're correct. Well, actually, it'll be who is the San Francisco Giants. But... Wrong button. Cool.
Wrong button.
Jesus Christ, this
That
guy's
digger's
on
left.
crack today.
But yeah. So yeah, they actually traded the Giants traded Brian Reynolds to the Pirates for Andrew McCutcheon a couple years ago. So interesting enough, but that's my hot take. You know, be it what it be. I mean, I would probably bet that it won't happen more than it would, but that's my hot take. If I get it right, I get it right. So,
Jason, what about you?
well, wait a minute. Slow down, mister. I got to cue it up here if I can not lose it again.
Yeah, we kind of gave up on your audio abilities tonight.
We're right here. It's somewhere
We're in a daylight, Chief. We're in a daylight.
Jason's turning to dust right now.
Oh wait,
As we speak.
I gotta go on the right board. If there was multiple tabs, okay.
You guys cover the A's. I'm gonna go across the bay. I think the Giants will trade for Craig Kimbrell.
Ooh, you know what's funny? The A's have been rumored. There's some rumors
Giants,
saying,
especially after Rogers bombed the other night, he gave up. I mean, Rogers is okay. He's not a closer though. I think they will need an established closer. Dan McGee.
You know, I feel bad. I feel really bad for the Giants that like Melanson was this amazing closer in Atlanta, and they got him, and he was shit trash. And then he goes to the Padres, and now he's good again. It's like, oh yeah, really. What?
Yeah.
All right, Ben, who do you got?
I'm gonna go with the A's just to throw it out there. I think they'll get Chris Bryant from the Cubs. So
that's
you know,
one guy I have not heard any rumors going to the
Giants.
at all. I've heard him to the Giants. I've heard the rumors.
So
the Giants.
you know, he could be a superstar because you know he's a third baseman, but
He
he
is
also
playing
has
outfield nowadays.
Yeah, he played all three outfield positions. How do I know all this? Some people are like, "Wow, this guy's really good," but you gotta love 4G. I gotta love 4G speed of the internet. But yeah, no, that's my guess. If you guys get anything, I think that would be a good utility piece. I mean, and a good bat.
Okay.
I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no to Chris Bryant. I mean, I obviously want to know what they gave up for him, but
yeah, no, it would take like half your fucking team to do it. But yeah, no, it'd be great.
Well,
So
easy there, buddy.
Daddy, chill.
yeah.
So yeah, no, that's my hot take.
All right.
So we'll see who's right. Probably not.
That was your hot take. Let's talk about something that's not so hot.
Yep.
It's them Angels down in the
Yes, sir.
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Angels
Where's the Tawny gonna get traded to?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think a better question is where's the A's going to be playing?
Wow. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
But yeah, so the Angels
cheap shot.
So the Angels right now, after the All-Star break, have been looking just atrocious, just like the start of the season, or after a little bit of the start of the season. They went 1-2 against Seattle, which was kind of embarrassing on that account. And then like
Seattle's decent.
the Mariners aren't a bad team.
It's not like the Diamondbacks, bro.
They should have been better. Anyways,
How about you?
and then they went and skimmed over to Oakland real quick, and they got one run, but that's irrelevant. Went 0-2. Moving on. So they're playing the Twins today. They're currently winning 3-2. They have a 4-game set against them, and then they have a 3-game set against Colorado. And with Colorado not having Cruz anymore being traded, maybe there's hope.
You're wrong.
So, what?
Minnesota, bro.
Minnesota.
No, I totally. Yep, I hit enter. My bad. Yes, I meant.
I'm glad you're so organized.
Anyways, yes. So, yes. Well, now that the Twins don't have Cruz, I'm hoping that 4-game set can go a little bit better for them. But I'm not going to hold my breath. And so, speaking of Ohtani, he's currently leading the league with 34 home runs, with 32 with Vlad Jr. So that's looking pretty good. But Ohtani, speaking of him real quick, just a little shout out to him for participating in the home run derby, even though he was eliminated in the first round. He got $150,000 for that. And instead of obviously keeping that money, because that's nothing to him, he makes more than enough. He gave it to 30 staff members, trainers, clubhouse staff, and media relations people. So that's pretty cool. Just dispersing that out. I mean, just any sort of financial gift to anyone like that is always a great gesture, but it also just shows like Otani is just a really nice guy. There's always different things where he does little gestures here and there, but obviously something like that's really significant. So I'm hoping that
I'll be back
they can
though.
turn
Sorry
this
to
around.
interrupt, but just keep going.
Oh, all right. Anyways, with the 7 games coming up here, hopefully they can try to work their way a little bit above 500. But I'm just gonna say, well, there's always next year, so it's all good.
For a long time, buddy.
Hi, David. And we got a shout out. But yeah, no. So that's all I got right now, and then I'm not even gonna try to predict on what the Angels are gonna do for the trade deadline because they need Jesus.
I don't think they do anything. I think they just stay still. I don't think
Yeah. They have some good pieces, but
they don't have
trade
anyone to trade, in
assets.
my opinion,
Yeah.
either. I mean, like Fletcher's fell off. You're not going to get rid of Walsh. You're not going to get rid of Tawny, Trout. No one's going to take Upton. Like they got rid of
Rendon
Pujols
can't seem to stay healthy, so no one's probably going to want
him.
that. And it's and then no one's going to want the bullpen. I mean, what do you?
Oh, your bullpen shit trash.
Yeah, you literally can get nothing out of that. So I don't think they're. Yeah, I agree. I don't think they're really going to make any moves like you guys discussed with the draft. They really show that they're putting their money and time into the future of pitching, and they're going to see where they can go with that. But we'll see how long that goes and how well that progresses before they just kind of blow that up and start trading those prospects for players for now. So we'll wait and see what happens. But yeah, no, that's all I got on the SoCal front, at least with the baseball.
Well, we can
Quit it. Move on.
Oh Jesus.
All right, well, we can move on to something else as well. So NBA end of the season.
What the
NBA
actual
is-
fuck?
You know how that goes. We crown an NBA champion. Jason and
Wasn't-
John,
Boring final.
why don't
That
you
was ridiculous.
fill us in on the new champs?
Giannis is like
If you
Giannis
want
is
to,
like,
I mean, Jesus.
Giannis is like superhuman with the hyperextended knee, and then comes back and throws a 50 piece up on the Suns like that. Pretty special to see. He was unbelievable. Finals MVP. It reminded me of like the 2015 Warriors team where it's like a homegrown talent. They won their first championship in so long. Funny, I don't know if you guys saw it, but he went to Chick-fil-A the next day or next morning and ordered a 50 piece.
Oh my god.
Not a 49, not a 51. He ordered a 50 piece and made sure of it.
Jason's practically gushing over it like for 2 days now. It's
Just Chick-fil-A.
Oh my God.
Chick-fil-A sucks.
yep,
It's overpriced chicken.
Those are fighting words, though.
Dude, I'm not a fan of Chick-fil-A. Never have been.
Nobody asked you.
Well, that's relevant, but now it's irrelevant, and you keep going, sir.
Yeah, so Bucks win. They win in 6. Phoenix has some decisions. Well, actually, Chris Paul has a decision to make. He has a $44 million option that he can pick up, or he can decline $44 million and go for a longer contract with some more money behind it. So Lakers are trying to maybe get after him. The fun's going to begin now. Free agency is going to start pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Drafts next week. Warriors got 2 picks. We'll see what they do with them,
for now.
if anything.
Yeah.
It's fun times ahead in the NBA.
Yeah. Very, very boring playoffs. I mean, the Bucks, like Giannis is fun, but like Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, like they're not really like, amazing people to watch. And then like as soon as Drew Holiday started guarding Chris Paul starts playing like shit. It's like, really? This is all they need to do this whole time is just put Drew Holiday on Chris Paul. And now Chris Paul is, the Chris Paul and Rockets who couldn't finish.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, I'm glad the finals is finally
That's what
over.
she said.
I'm ready for the fun to begin. Like you said, the draft is next week, meaning, hey, we're going to be getting some trades. The Warriors will be making a trade that they will not be drafting 7th, and they will not have Wiseman on their team next year. Will they be drafting 14th? Or is it 14th or 15th?
14.
Yeah. Will they be drafting 14th? That's the question. Because the only way they package both and Wiseman is if they get someone insane back. And I don't think they're going to do that. I think they will be drafting at 14. And hey, this is a very deep draft where, the 19th pick could be a starter in this league.
Yeah.
Like this year's draft, like this after 7, you didn't know. This year, it's a really, really good draft. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. NBA off season is going to be better than the NBA finals, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see what happens with Damian Lillard. All the news come out saying he's going to request a trade within the next couple of days, and then he's over in Japan saying, I'm not requesting anything. I just want the Trailblazers to do something. So, do the Trailblazers make moves? Do they maybe ship off CJ and go get like someone else, like who is a better number 2, and or do they get rid of Lillard and it's time to rebuild? I don't know.
I mean,
I can't wait.
Yeah, there's enough smoke with Lillard that I think there's fire where I think he underneath once out. He just doesn't want to.
Where do you think he goes if he gets traded?
Where do I want him to go, or where do I think he goes?
Ooh, can I guess
Fine,
guess where I think you want him to go?
It's not that
Who
hard.
are the Golden State Warriors?
Very good.
Would you do that? Would you give up Wiseman, Wiggins the 7th and the 14th for Lillard?
Yes, I would.
I would do it.
Okay.
And there's only two.
Kind of feel,
There's only 2 people I would trade that are rumored to be on the block, or that I would give up Wiseman for, and that's Lillard or Bradley Beal. Those are the only 2 I would trade him for.
See, my only issue is Clay. Is Clay going to be able to play 3? I mean, he's coming off 2 torn ACLs. Play the 3.
Yeah.
Because if they get Lillard or they get Beal, like Clay's playing the 3 now, and
Right.
it's a little worrisome.
I think he can handle it just fine. But yeah, you're not gonna get 100% Clay back until maybe March or April next year anyway. If that's
Sink or swim, bud. It's time
So-
for that.
Yeah. So, that's a team that you would love him to go to. Where do you actually think he'll go?
Pelicans.
No.
Shut up.
All right.
Probably the Knicks.
Knicks, huh?
Yeah.
So he's
I
going to
think
go to a team that isn't actually going to contend?
I mean,
Interesting.
I'd say he's an
Damian-
idiot. Yeah.
Damian Lillard and Julius Randle, that duo is not going to contend against, the Bucks, the Nets, Boston, Philly. No, it's not. I think,
outside chance Philly. I think Philly's an outside chance.
yeah, I think Philly's an outside chance, but I think that he's going to Boston. I think that they will send Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, and a couple of draft picks over, and I think he'll go with Tatum. And hey, man, that'll be fun. Lillard and Tatum versus the Bucks versus I think Simmons is gone as well, so we'll see what happens there. And then if the big 3 and Brooklyn is healthy next year, the East is starting to be stacked. If that happens, because everyone always says the West is the most stacked conference, and it is true. Like the East is a lot weaker, but
Right.
Times are changing.
But if Lillard gets traded to the Warriors, I'm not going to complain. I will watch every single game.
Bottom line.
I will watch every single game.
Bottom line is that the Warriors have the best, I think, in my mind, the best package to acquire a star. They have 2 draft picks. They got Wiseman. They have Wiggins money to make it work. They have so many assets.
The Warriors have the best package out of any other team in the whole NBA.
How do you feel about that package?
I was waiting for somebody to make a comment. There it is.
Yeah, I don't know how that's what she said, but I mean, okay.
Package, John.
Oh, I got the joke, but like.
Well, then we're good. Then there shouldn't be a follow-up question.
I think it's the Ron comeback to that.
Too bad.
So, yeah. So four names to keep in mind this offseason: Pascal Siakam, Damian Lillard, Dennis Schroeder, and Ben Simmons. I think those are the 4. Chris Paul, you could argue Chris Paul, but I think he comes back.
Run that guy.
I think those are the four players that will be in a different uniform next year and could be huge where they go.
Sure.
Is that it for basketball?
Craig or Ben, you guys
I
gonna
was
contribute
like-
to
Craig,
basketball, or
you guys have anything?
What do you mean? What are we gonna contribute that? That's not our segment.
Yeah. All I can say is I'm kind of disappointed that and shocked that the Bucks won. I really thought that the Nets would win. Or I mean, yeah,
The Suns?
Suns.
Suns.
Yeah. Sorry. Whatever. Moving on.
Moving on. Let's
I had the
move our
Bucks.
way.
I had the Bucks in 6. I think Jason had the Bucks in 6. Like we didn't expect them
No,
to
I
lose the
think I
first
originally-
2.
I think originally I said Phoenix in 6.
Okay, we'll check the tape a little later, but it doesn't really matter.
But
The
before
Bucks
we
won.
before we change
They're not
topics, I
gonna
just want
come
to fill everybody in. So the A's Mariner game started, and typical Mark Hanna led off the game with a double. So runner second base, nobody out, and the A's did not score. So
Did that help your bet though?
I mean, yeah, but I would like to be wrong. I would love to have been like, well, I got it wrong, but the A's scored 10 runs in the first inning. Man, how did I not see that one coming? Oh my god. Because he could have been like that if they would have,
Oh,
it's like put a crooked number, but
how'd that go again?
I
How'd that go again?
digest. I'm not doing it again. You can see it
Oh.
on YouTube later if you really like.
Okay.
So let's move on because I know Ben has a lot to get to because we got to switch things over.
Yeah.
to the
There's a
NHL.
lot to cover.
No games going on because we're in the off season, but the Seattle Kraken had their expansion draft last night, so we saw some faces in that brand new Seattle Kraken jersey. Which, by the way, I'm not gonna lie, Seattle Kraken jersey is pretty cool. I like those.
That's
colors.
pretty cool.
I,
I kind of like the dark unis better than the white.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The white's a
dark's way
little
better.
weird. It's like,
But like the dark blue with like the light blue.
yeah,
I think
it looks
it
good.
looks really clean. So, but don't let me ruin anything else for you, Ben. We'll throw it over
All
to
right.
you because I know you got that, and I actually got other things going on in the NHL too. So let me throw it over to you because I know you're really organized for this one. So
Yep.
I'm a man.
Anyways,
why don't you take it?
Anyways, yes, there is a lot. Just like Cohooney's excited for the NHL free agency. It's not
NBA.
yet to the
Refill.
NBA refills. And God, what was in that rock star? With the NBA free agency. Wow, Jesus, you guys are killing me. But anyways, with the expansion draft with the Seattle Kraken, the Ducks and Sharks both did do the 7-3-1 formation with their protection list. So 7 forwards, 3 defensemen, and 1 goalie. Ducks were saving a lot of their youth with Raquel, Steele, Terry, Lundestrom, and Jones. And thankfully, they did guard Fowler, Manson, and Lindholm, along with Gibson in the back end. But the notable exposed players were Getzlaf, Henrique, Milano, and Shattenkirk. Pretty big names there for the Ducks. I was kind of curious to see who the Kraken would take with our big name guys. And then with the Sharks, I was very surprised with all their picks. Forwards, Balsers, Dolan, Couture, Hurdle, Kane, LeBanc, and Meyer. Defense, well, that was actually, I think, an automatic lock because of the no movement clause. Burns, Carlson, and Vlasic. So I don't think they actually had an option there. And they did protect newly acquired Aiden Hill, who I think will actually be pretty good with you guys, whether he's your number 1 or 2.
He's not going to be a number 1.
He won't be?
Right now.
Really?
He won't be. No, really quickly, I'm just going to say it because I mean, I'm going off of what I'm reading from Kevin Kurz, and I mean, he's pretty much saying the Sharks are going to buy him out. Like he's done. He's already played his last game in Teal.
No, Aiden Hill, not Jones.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. No. My point is that you were saying that Aiden Hill could possibly be a starter. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Aiden Hill is going to be their number 2 because I mean, this started from even when the season ended that he was pretty confident that the Sharks were going to go get a veteran goalie. I don't know who, but they're going to get some veteran goalie to probably be the start. I mean, maybe they'll get somebody that they'll compete for it. I mean, maybe. Yeah. But from the sounds of it, I mean, because you saw the Sharks expose Jones. I think it was they're pretty sure that he wasn't going to get taken, which he didn't. But
the Kraken weren't on crack, so they had left that one alone.
I think, and I mentioned this a little bit last night.
Jason got excited about that line.
I mentioned this a little last night too. Is that I think you can do a lot of criticizing of Doug Wilson about what he's done and the moves he's made, but at the same time, at least he does see the problems that they have. What's the biggest problem we could probably say the Sharks? It's been their goaltending, right? That's probably, I mean, I've been more on the side that maybe it's their defense in front of them that is more of an issue, but without a doubt, their goaltending needed to be addressed. And I'm totally for the fact they need to move on from Martin Jones. And Doug Wilson at least knows it. I mean, maybe he isn't saying it, but it's pretty clear that he is
moving away. Finally,
he's going to probably have 2 brand new goalies next year. And like I said, I don't know who the veteran they're going to get is going to be, but it's going to be Aiden Hill or someone else starting opening night. It's not going to be Martin Jones, in my opinion. So, but
I only say Aiden Hill as a number 1 or a number 2 just because we're not sure throughout the season how well whoever that number 1 is, how well he sticks and how well he does. And maybe he kind of a little faulty or rusty with a different team in front of him. So, and Aiden Hill is a pretty solid goaltender that could take the reins for a little while. So, but speaking of Jones, speaking of Jones with exposed players, Jones was one notable player. No one's was shocked by that. Gambrell as well, who I think we was talked about in early on podcasts that he's just kind of irrelevant to the team. But with Shimmick as well, I think they just kind of had to do that because of who they had to lock in. But I think Shimmick is a key player for the Sharks organization moving forward. And so with that, though, with the Sharks and Ducks list, the Seattle had some of the best options from goaltending wise available, unprotected, because of the veteran goaltenders waiving their no movement clauses to allow the protection of the young backup goaltenders to stay in the organization. So you saw Bishop, Quick, Dreiger, Kakkonen, Price, Murray, Jones, Holtby, and Vanacek, all really big name goaltenders for the most part, except Dreiger and Vanacek. Really, everyone else on that list is really top-notch goaltending. And even players as skaters: Skinner, Lucic, Domi, Mata, Subban, Duchesne, Bailey, Eberle, Tierney, Gostisbehere, JVR, Voracek, even Braun, Tarasenko, Johnson, Killorn, Simmons, Spezza, and Sherry. I mean, these are some of the names. There was pages to go through, but those are some big name guys that have had a lot of playoff experience that they can pick from. And the Kraken really did not bother with that. So they went right around that. They did sign Dreiger, which we had talked about a podcast or 2 ago. They did take him and give him a 3-year extension, $3.5 million per year. They also went after Vanacek as from the Caps, young goaltender, and Dackard from the Senators. I think he'll be okay in a new team because the Senators just don't offer any help goaltending to their goaltenders. So I think with him having a new opportunity, I think he'll be a pretty good everyday goaltender for him, either in their minors or in the NHL. But they did make 2 big signings right off the bat. Signed Larson to a 4-year, $4 million per year deal, and Oleksiak to a 5-year, $4.6 million per year. 2 defensemen. Didn't really understand why they felt they needed to, but they did. They took from the Sharks, though. True, didn't take some of the bigger names that they had, so that was really weird. The Ducks, they took Hayden Fleury. Okay, go ahead and have him, I guess. That was cool. They took Gord from Tampa Bay, the most recent Stanley Cup champions, and then they took Eberle from the Islanders. Those were some big names on the east side, but they did pass up on Price, Landeskog, Johansson, Duchesne, Tarasenko. They passed up on a lot of big name players that they chose to just kind of avoid altogether, and I was really surprised to see how many no-name players they picked, and it was a little weird on my end. But trades and signings, the Sharks did trade Coronar, who just signed a small extension with San Jose along with that whatever. Anyways,
I know. Trust me. The first time I was like, how do you get that from that? But yeah, it's Kojanach apparently.
And Jason just showed me that on their Instagram when he had signed that contract. Don't worry, folks, not going anywhere. Well, he's gone. So
that's gotta be so funny too. It's because do you think the Sharks know exactly what they're doing? When they're signing him? You're about to get dealt, bud.
Yep. That there's some moving pieces behind the scenes for him. But they gave up a second round 2022 pick for the goaltender Aiden Hill, and a 7th round 2022 pick. So it was a goaltender, a young goaltender, and a draft pick for a young goaltender, and a little bit lower of a draft pick. So all in all, not too bad. Bolts though ended up trading Goodrow with the Rangers for a 7th round pick. 7th round. You guys got a 1st round for the guy, and somehow they fleeced him for a 7th. I don't know. So that was insane.
Wow.
Preds, Flyers, and Knights do a 3-way trade where Flyers receive Ellis, big Nashville guy. He's now playing for the Flyers. Knights receive Patrick, another big name Flyers name. He got moved. Preds receive Myers and Glass. So we'll see. I think that'll contribute to each team where they need a little bit of assistance. So I think that will be pretty good. Connects trade a 2021 3rd round pick for Dickinson from the Stars. Yeah, pretty small. I didn't really like Dickinson anytime I use the Stars on Chell. He was terrible.
Neither do I.
He's stuck. He sucks. So, but
Run that guy.
oh man,
Can't do it.
But a bigger moving piece from the East, Leafs trade Hallander and a 7th round pick for McCann from Pittsburgh. There was a lot of rumors with McCann being moved. I think he'll be pretty good in the Maple Leafs organization, but we'll see how it goes because everyone's career seemed to bust over there. Wings trade for Leddy with the Islanders for Panik and a 2021 2nd round pick. Wings will retain 50% of Panik's salary, which is becoming more common. And what's it called? Red Wings. They actually did a trade today. They traded Bernier for and their 2021 3rd round pick for Carolina's Nechetrovic. What?
You were close.
Yeah,
Really?
their goaltender Nedeljkovic.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh boy.
But that was, I think, a big move. I was surprised, and I'm happy for Bernier, though. He'll get out of Detroit, get a good opportunity with Carolina. Flyers, here's the best trade of so far, though. The Flyers traded Gostisbehere, a 2022 2nd round, and a 7th round pick to Arizona for absolutely nothing. I didn't even know that was possible. But they traded for absolutely nothing because they don't like Gostisbehere and they need the cap space. So goodbye. You literally are worth nothing.
Oh my
God. But on a good note, the Ducks did re-sign Volkov to a 1-year extension, and Sharks did re-sign Balsers to a 2-year deal, 1.55 per year. I'm glad to see them actually sign him after protecting him, because I remember with the Knights, you guys did that really dumb protection of the 4th line guy and then ended up just giving him you guys ended up giving him to Vegas anyways. Like after the protection. I can't remember his name.
Oh, Ryan Carpenter.
Yes. You guys literally protected him and then just gave him away. I was like,
I remember
okay.
protecting that guy.
You did. It was mind-boggling.
It's not like it mattered. I mean, it's not like they wasted that protection and they took someone else. They took David Schlemko, which by the way didn't play a single game for Vegas.
Yeah, he was a schlum.
Wasn't like he was with the Sharks.
But Islanders re-signed Green to a 1-year deal. Flames re-signed Brett Ritchie, which is the Bretter Ritchie brother. And then Stars signed Heiskanen, young defenseman, to an 8-year, $8.45 million per year deal. So that's pretty cool to see him stay. Rangers, after they trade for that Goodrow guy, they extend him to a 6-year, $3.6 million year deal. What in the actual fuck, dude? Like, I don't know what the hell they're doing. So Rangers are idiots. Anyways, moving on to bigger idiots. Bruins re-signed Taylor Hall to an extension of 4 years, $6 million per. So much for Taylor Hall saying, "Oh, I don't need a lot of money because I've made a lot of money. I just want to play."
He still got $6 million per?
Per. $6 million per. And
oh boy,
this is where I'm gonna need you to cue this up, Craig. This is the special one.
You just let me know when to hit the play button, because
go ahead, and I may have called this one. Go ahead and play it. Like if the Oilers were to sit there and re-sign Mike Smith to another, like if they signed him for 2 years or something, like that would just be way too much. Just give him a 1-year deal. Don't do 2 years or something. Obviously,
that it. That's
yep.
wanted.
So, Well, I guess they didn't see our podcast. They re-signed him to 2 years, $2.2 million per year. They don't like money. I don't understand the point of this. It's mind-boggling. Mike Smith is shit. He's not good anymore. 8 years ago, 10 years ago, he was solid. Now he's just an old fart with long hair. Like, ugh.
You know that, Jason.
But to show a little bit of life,
hey, that's only
hair's-
half right. That's
his hair's
only half
short.
right.
His hair's pretty
shit.
short, bud.
It's not long in
We're
other
talking about
places.
down below. We're talking about down below.
Oh,
But
Right, Christy?
My man.
But the Islanders do show a little bit of life by getting Hyman from Toronto, signing him to an 8-year.
Hyman.
Yep, getting an 8-year deal
Hyman.
for a $5 million per. So kind of a James, what was his name? Not Jordan Eberle, Ryan Nugent Hopkins kind of deal. So yeah, a little too long. So, but the Red Wings, once they did acquire Nedeljkovic, they did extend him to a 2-year, $3 million per deal. So that's pretty good. We got a few little bit of rumors. Suter to the Bruins possibly after that buyout. Hoffman to the Habs. That'd be a little interesting. He loves to bounce around. Foligno might play with the Wild on a short-term deal to connect back with his brother Marcus Foligno. So we'll see if the brothers play together over there. And then again with the hockey talk, Jones looking to be bought out. Someone who's a free agent that I could see you guys maybe signing is Yaroslav Halak, veteran goaltender, very good. I could see that being pretty cool, and I'd like to see his pad set up because he loves those custom Bryans. So that'd be pretty cool to see him in teal. See how that goes. But
anything is probably better right now. So
yeah, that's true. But with the NHL draft coming up tomorrow and Saturday, I'm curious to see where teams go. As you know, the Ducks have the 3rd pick, Sharks have the 7th. See what the Kraken even take. A lot of young prospects. Michigan's kind of developed a lot of good guys out there in this draft. So we'll see if anything comes about that. The 28th will be free agency. So that'll be when more stuff will start flying. And season starts on October 12th. It will be first game will be Penguins versus Bolts, and then Knights hosting the Kraken. So not going to take long for everyone to get a sight of them. The Ducks, I am too. I'm curious to see how that'll go. Ducks start their season on the 14th though against Winnipeg at home and in Anaheim, and then the Sharks will start their season on the 16th at SAP Center hosting the Winnipeg Jets. But retiring after 11 seasons is Matt Calvert, 8 seasons with Columbus, 3 years with Colorado, 566 games played, only getting 203 points in regular season play. But it sucks because he had to retire due to undisclosed upper body injury. So you have to assume that's probably concussion symptoms and stuff. So that kind of sucks. And speaking of getting old and all that and having to retire, not going to take a jab at you, Jay.
You Jason to talk,
you watch your mouth.
Weber is going to be out all of next season. Look for him to never actually play again. He has
he's
ankle, foot, knee, and thumb injuries. So it's just a lot.
It's not a laughable moment, but just the way he said that. Look for him to never ever play again. Like, Jesus,
he's just gonna be in a full body cast, so he's done. But a couple of things that had happened.
No mercy.
Nope. Predators prospect Luke Prokop, his first active NHL player to come out publicly. He's as a openly gay hockey player, so that's pretty cool. I was like, all right, that's pretty awesome. Gotta respect that. And then something that you can't respect is something that actually happened to a young draft prospect in Sweden. This is going to roll with me here. NHL 2021 draft prospect Logan Melo has it's some young prospect playing for Ontario. Renounced himself from the 2021 NHL draft after he was charged with invasion of privacy as he showed his teammates on the SK Lejeune overseas 3rd-tier Sweden team a photo of him and a girl engaged in a sexual act. It was consensual, but she was unaware of the photo being taken that he had then shown around to the team. So she went to the police to have him charged. He was fined by the police of $1,650. He will play next season for the London Knights of the OHL, as they have taken the situation into consideration and things have been taken care of on their end. But he has renounced his eligibility. He just said, nope. All the GMs, half the GMs already said they were like, we're not going to take him. Like they kind of blacklisted him. So that is no. So after, we'll see if he gets picked up later in the future, if anything happens, but it was just kind of a crazy story to run into. I was like, oh shit. All right. But it is,
Are you kidding me? Taylor Hall does that every night.
Oh,
wow. Jesus. Oh man.
Okay.
Okay.
That shit.
But it is an honor and a privilege to be drafted and play in the NHL. So that's what the kid said. And he wanted to make sure that he renounced it himself to take himself off the board because he knew that he totally fucked up. So that's all I got on hockey.
That's all?
That's it. It was plenty to talk about. I mean, hey, that was pretty fucking organized. So you got to roll with it. But yeah, no, a lot of things going on. Like Cohoon was excited. He's coming up for free agency for basketball. I'm excited for free agency for hockey coming up in a week or two. So we'll see where everyone lands and who the Sharks even get. I'm really excited to see what free agent goaltender you guys get. I mean, that's going to be really, really awesome. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Braden Holtby. I mean, Seattle Kraken are looking at him too.
I'm still low-key hoping that they'll somehow find a way to get Marc-Andre Fleury, but I don't think it's going to happen.
As of right now, apparently Chicago's.
Yeah, I saw Chicago.
That's so weird. I was like, okay. I was like, but that'd be cool if he played for Chicago because I was talking to Skip about that. And I was like, his pads and kickers would be sick as fuck. So yeah, I'm in. I'm down for that. Let's do it.
Well, can we get to something more relevant now because we don't care about that right now?
Aww,
So. Aww. All right. Well, we gotta turn the tide a little bit to some if you can guess it, it's NFL action. Well, not really action, but we got some NFL stuff to get to. Mostly Jason, I think, just has some NFL stuff. So it's gonna be coming in full force pretty soon. So I believe our next podcast couple weeks, I mean, you're gonna start seeing NFL probably in every show. So I think, but we've all been talking about it, really excited to get to it. So Jason,
golf.
Why don't you let us know what NFL information you want to spill tonight?
Okay. Locally, I don't know if you guys saw the 49ers sign linebacker Fred Warner to an extension, 5 years, $95 million, $40 million guaranteed. He's probably one of, if not the best middle linebacker in the NFL going. Total stud. The second item that I had, I don't know if you guys saw it today, is that the NFL indirectly is basically telling teams, you better get vaccinated or you may cost your team some games and some money.
Wow.
Yeah, they basically said if there's a game canceled and can't be rescheduled, the team that costs the game due to unvaccinated players will be deemed a forfeit, which will affect the playoff standings, and they will lose game checks for both teams. So they are basically
so you're telling me the Cowboys could essentially make the playoffs because teams will forfeit so many games,
No.
right?
Here's the joke, though. Here's the joke of that is that the Cowboys are one of the teams that are really not vaccinated up to the 85%. So I think they're taking a parting shot at the Cowboys, being like, hey.
Shit.
And now you're figuring out that they're a private business and again, what have I always said? Follow the money. If it affects their bottom line, they are gonna.
Well, who was that? What was that? Was it a kicker or something? Who was like, I'd rather retire than get vaccinated?
No, right receiver.
Not a kicker.
Cole Beasley.
He wasn't.
No. It came out today. DeAndre Hopkins is he's saying that he's thinking about retiring because he's anti-vaccination.
Yeah. So it's like,
so he's
like, dude,
millions of dollars.
Boo hoo! You make millions of dollars. Shut up and get vaccinated and play the game that you work so hard to get to. But you can't sit there and have a pity party like, "Oh, I'm gonna retire." It's like, go leave.
No, DeAndre Hopkins already has $100 million in the bank. He's not losing sleep over money.
Yeah, exactly. Just go then. If you're gonna be the guy to be the problem, it's like go. There's plenty of players who will be willing to take your place. Like. You're not going to be missed.
No one's going to be able to take his place.
Yeah,
like this is literally
DeAndre Hopkins is one of the best receivers in football.
He's a top 5 receiver in the whole league.
Well, guess what? Then number 6 is now going to be number 5.
And if Arizona doesn't have him, they're definitely not as lethal. I mean,
they got Fitzgerald. They are going to do fine.
Oh,
they got this.
Jason, hey, look, there's a guy who's actually older than you.
They have receivers on that team that are even better than Larry Fitzgerald. So
It's all good. All right, moving on. Anyways, moving on here.
Yeah, I'm just saying that the
Andy
NFL,
Isabella.
just the NFL.
No, who's the other wide receiver they got in the offseason? They got somebody else.
Oh, AJ Green.
AJ Green, yeah. They got AJ Green.
Oh, another
He's
guy
past his
who's
prime.
dirt.
He's past his prime. I mean, we'll
Yeah,
see
he's
if
old as-
Kyler can give him something. But
Yeah, you know who's also past his prime is fucking Larry Fitzgerald. This is the whole point of the conversation. I was trying to say he's better than Larry Fitzgerald. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm
No,
wrong.
I would argue. I
Thank
would argue
you.
Larry Fitzgerald's better
you're
because he can actually stay on the. He can actually stay on the field. AJ Green can.
I'm sorry, we're actually all out of time.
But yeah, just funny that NFL's kind of not funny. NFL's it affects their bottom line now, so better get vaccinated or you're gonna cost teams games and checks.
They already took enough of a hit during all of COVID last year. They've seen enough of this. They're not going to let the players now because they're being stubborn about their belief on it. It's like, no, we're a bazillion dollar into company. You want to hurt us, then you're not playing. Like, goodbye. And it's like, yeah, it's simple as that to them. So it'll be interesting to see what names part ways with the NFL, given those rules. So I'm curious to see.
Slim and none.
I don't expect any big names players. I mean, Hopkins is easily probably the biggest name, and I don't see him stepping away.
No.
Yeah,
is that your only NFL news for the week?
Then I was saving the rest for a couple weeks from now.
Oh, okay. I was gonna see if our resident Rams fan has any news.
Nope.
Oh yes, actually I do.
Oh god.
I gotta look at my.
How would you open that?
No, I do actually. Like, I'm not gonna. So for our viewers, I'm not gonna necessarily follow the Rams all that much. I'm gonna follow more so the, what's it called? The
Detroit
Lions to see where Goff goes, and I got to make sure my 12-6 record is good. You know, whatever. So
not a chance, bro.
Can't do it.
we're gonna be 12-6. Watch this. No,
That's impossible.
well then 5. But Rams. So the Rams did lose their running back Cam Akers. He suffered a torn Achilles. He's expected to miss the entire season. So even before training camp has started, they've already been slapped with terrible news. Because I believe Gurley had parted ways with the Rams already. So yeah. Yeah. So it's like
he was already gone last year.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah. So their running game, yeah, it's gonna take a big hit. But let's see if maybe something opens up. If they maybe have an opportunity for a trade, or if somebody just
they have a decent backup.
Yeah, or if the backup just can have a good season. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, like you guys said, in a couple weeks when we do our next podcast, we'll have more information about the Rams and about what's going on in training camp. So we'll see how that looks.
But like Ben said, training camp's about to happen, and you get these injuries every year during training camp and right before preseason. So this is the first of what's going to be many injuries. So we'll see what other big name players go down.
We'll see if COVID hits or injuries hit first.
Don't even put that. Yeah, don't even put that.
Can't wait to see John's Cowboys on Hard Knocks, baby. Woo!
Or as Stephen A. Smith says, soft knocks, because they're soft. Whatever.
Take some Blue Chew.
SOS.
I want winners.
Get that little herbal Viagra.
All right. So what are we moving on to next?
All right. Well, I'm glad you asked, Ben, because it's one of all of our favorite segments, especially yours.
Yes.
It's the Cohooney 5. But of course, the bowling recap's got to come first. Man, I don't know what's coming in the bowling recap. There's a lot of things coming in this one. So
let's go with that 69.
Cohooney, take it away, senor.
Yeah, so bowling recap. Start off fucking amazing. So you guys probably don't know this, but
we don't.
Being a lefty, the most strikes I've ever thrown in a row is 7. Well, Monday I threw the front 7 in a row. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to finish for the 300. I ended up opening the 10th frame for a split. Shot 241. What?
They're just such dicks. They're cracking up the minute they find out.
So you're telling me that
it's just so messed up. You're so unsupportive.
You started off strong, but you finished a little too early, and then you went right down the middle of it. You went through the split, huh? You saw the split. It happens. It's all good. It happens. It happens to the best.
Yeah, I saw it. So I went front 7, shot 241. Not my highest ever game lefty, but still fucking fantastic.
Pretty respectable.
That was my highest game so far this season. And then, the 10th frame got in my head a little bit. Took me a little while to get back into a rhythm. Was tugging the ball a couple of times. And hey, Ben already brought up 69. Yeah, I bowled a 169 the second game.
Yes.
Wow.
And then
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yep. And then the last game, Ben said I can't finish, but I was actually finished pretty good. I threw the last 12 in a row for 212. So shot 622 for the whole night.
Nice.
My average is up to 185, and hey, first time ever bowling lefty in league. I was expecting my average somewhere to be in the 170s, high 170s. So for the fact that I'm in a 185 right now, over halfway through the league, I'm excited. It's to the point.
Well, you sounded pretty excited.
It's to the point where Chris Holman is telling me to stop bowling so good, or else I won't be able to bowl with him for scratch. My average will be too high. But that's so. Another thing is, I sold one of my righty bowling balls to my teammate, and he's a brand new bowler.
Nice
and
job, Lance Armstrong.
He only has a 113 average. His first night bowling with my equipment or my old ball, he went 149, 147, 207. So we won 3. Yeah, so we won 3 out of 4, which was really good. So we're back to 500. We got about 8 weeks left, 7 or 8 weeks left to make another run back at the top. We'll see what happens. It all comes down to our I have to bowl my average each game, and then how does my other 2 teammates do? And this week they did good.
You got to roll with your. You got to make sure your stamina is good.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it for the bowling recap. So let's get on to the Cohooney 5. This is the part that Ben's been waiting for.
Hell yeah.
I almost had my first perfect week. Unfortunately, who the fuck is that guy? That fucking guy is Jeremy fucking Stevens.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Yep. Motherfucker lost in like a minute and 32 seconds, got submitted. So I went 4-1. I was so close to my first perfect week, but hey, I'm still not going to complain about a 4-1 week. My overall record in the Cohooney 5 now is 41, 32, and 2. And we're going to stick with UFC this week. We got UFC Vegas 32. We're starting off the my Cohooney 5 with Miranda Maverick, one of my favorite up-and-coming flyweight contenders. She has her first top 15 fight with Macy Barber this upcoming Saturday, and I think she's going to win this one, and she's going to jump up into the top 10 and see where it goes from there. So I got Miranda Maverick beating Macy Barber. Next up, we got Darren Elkins over Derek Minor. Elkins is the underdog, and I think he's the better fighter. I mean, Minor is on a better win streak at the moment, but I think Elkins has a chance to pull off the upset here. So I'm going with Elkins. And
Are
then
the police going to intervene? Beating up a minor?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then next up, we got
dad joke, dude. Such a terrible. What are you doing?
You're not even a dad yet. What the
I know.
fuck? Who the fuck is this guy? And then next up, we got Kyler. Yeah, and then next up we got Kyler Phillips taking on Relian Poiva. And Kyler Phillips, amazing wrestler. He's going to get ready to laugh, Ben. He's going to take Poiva to the ground. He's with multiple takedowns, and he's going to finish him in a submission.
Yeah.
You didn't even laugh.
Well, yeah, you expected it.
Lame. Come on. That was the one fight of this whole thing where I was like, Ben's gonna laugh his ass off.
That's it? That's all we got?
Not even close.
Our viewers are gonna cut out.
All right, and then now our favorite game. Is it a boy or a girl? Aspen Lad. Boy or girl, guys?
Aspen. I'm gonna go with a boy.
I'm gonna go with the guy.
It is a girl.
Woo!
So we got Aspen Ladd taking on Macy Chason, and I got Ladd beating Chason. It should be a close fight. It should be a good fight. I have Ladd winning it with the decision. And then the final fight is Corey Sandhagen taking on TJ Dillashaw. This is TJ Dillashaw's first fight in over 2 years due to suspensions, and he's a former title winner, but I think his time's gone. Like, you can't be away from the UFC that long and expect to just jump back in like look at McGregor, now he's actually taking on real competition, not just Cowboy Peroni. So I got Sandhagen winning here over TJ Dillashaw. So in results for my Cohooney 5, I got Miranda Maverick, Darren Elkins, Kyler Phillips, Aspen Ladd, and Corey Sandhagen.
Can Sandhagen?
Craig.
What now?
Whatever. Craig, how did softball go?
Ooh, I'm glad you asked, because
I kind of know one day.
So from last we left you, I think we told you that we had a game Friday, and then Hayward was starting back up, so that was Monday, Wednesday. So I have 3 games to report on you, and I could happily report to you that we were victorious in all 3 of those games, baby, and they're all kind of different fashions. So let's just start off from the beginning. Let's start with Friday. Probably the worst of the 3 games, because we were unfortunately on the end of the good old no call, no show forfeits, where we show up and, we're there early, we're ready to go, just get on the field, we start warming up, and it's about 10 minutes before the game time. You look at the other dugout and there's literally nothing, no one there, and you're kind of like,
Play the crickets.
there's just no one here, and yeah, so never like that. I always, when I show up to the park, I always want to play a game, whether it doesn't go our way or not. But it's still a victory for us, and puts us up 3-1, and I'll take that. And I guess, Jason, is there anything you maybe feel about that as well?
How'd you feel about that victory,
as
Jason?
being a partner on the Friday team? I mean, how does that feel to just kind of, I guess, really just kind of show up, and you don't even get the courtesy call of like, right. I mean, you kind of feel like that team's got to know by the middle of the day that they're not going to be there, right?
Right. And you do such a good job. I'm not trying to stroke your ego here or anything like that, but you do a good job with the whole who's in, who's out, probably a day in advance or the morning of. You have a good idea. Yeah, just a courtesy call to say, hey, we're not going to be able to make it tonight, so you got people driving out from, Modesto,
San Jose, everywhere
in traffic. It's inconsiderate, and it happens more frequently in Fremont than Hayward, but yeah, it is what it is. We take the win and we move on.
Yeah. So, and we were supposed to play that team in a few weeks, so you'll be sure I'll be calling ahead and seeing, is there any way you can confirm this team's going to show up, or at the very least see if that team shows up to the upcoming games. If they show up for the next 3 games, then maybe you don't have to worry about it. But if they just straight up no call, no show,
they're ducking you
another time or two. So yeah, so we'll shift it over to games this week. We go to Monday, return there, and we had a really, really good competitive game against a very familiar opponent, and it's one of those teams that just a really good game. It's one of those things it's what you sign up for when you sign up for rec league softball, is you want to play a team that is just at your level, and it's one of those games that could go either way. And that's how it's been against these guys. And I believe they're Dark Horse Lounge, I believe, is their team name on Mondays. And it's one of those things where, we get them one game, they get us the next one. We get them one game, they get them the next one. And it's one of those games that it could have gone either way, but we played a really well game. I think we all hit the ball really well. And gonna throw this out there, we also debuted our new jerseys. This is one of them. I think this has been just kind of decorated as the home white jersey. And we also have the road grays. And we all looked really good wearing them, but I think it just was a benefit that we were wearing them, and then we also just played really good. I think defensively we were all there, and just kind of one of those constant reminders that when when our squad is playing like that, we could hang with anybody. I'm not saying we can beat anybody. I'm just saying we can absolutely hang with anybody. And it was just one of those games, it was a back and forth game. It was really close. And I think the final ended up being 10-6. So just a really good competitive game. And it was just nice to start out 1-0 for sure. And that one, I'm just looking forward. So, and I just want to know your opinion, Ben. I know Jason was involved in that one as well, but just kind of your overall opinion, just how that game went.
No, I've definitely felt like it was a really good defensive game. I was definitely rolling the donut in the batter's box going 0-2, but everyone picked me up. Like anyone who ever hit into a fielder's choice or just a ground out or just hit it to the pitcher like I did, then the batters following just picked him right up. And then the defense was probably some of the best defense we've had all ever. And it was really good to see. And it felt like everyone was playing on the same wavelength. Everyone was just really contributing. So it was really nice. It was really good to see. And
especially in a couple players that, they're coming back that didn't play the spring season.
Yeah. And some people who were rusty, but they didn't show any rust at all. So it was nice. It was really good to see.
You got to give yourself some credit, Ben, because you played an inning at third base. You made a couple of really nice plays. Not to mention, you did go for 2 hitting, but I remember specifically one at bat. You had the bases low, 2 outs, and you hit a smoking line drive. It just unfortunately is right back to the pitcher who he knows what he's doing.
Shoelaced it.
Yeah, he catched it. So
I hit it where I wanted to. I just didn't get the height on it, but it happens. But again, it didn't matter because at the end of the day, we still took the W because the team picked me up and started hitting and getting runs in. So it didn't matter.
Absolutely. So like I said, so definitely good to start 1-0 and did the same thing on Wednesdays. Kind of
Craig,
little bit
quickly. Before you get to Wednesdays, you already won a bet.
I won 2 bets actually. Or wait,
fucking Mania is dealing.
Strikeout. I've won 2 bets because there are no runs in the first inning either. So I'm 2-0 so far.
I still need one more strikeout from him, and I'll get that first one.
But thank you for filling me in that. So anyways, we'll switch to Wednesdays because this is an exciting one because this is where the Cohooney himself made his debut.
Yes, sir.
And we can get a little bit more of that in detail, but I just want to cover it. So we show up, last night, and we played pretty much a brand new team. It was just a team of, you could tell there were some players that have been playing ball, and you could tell there are some players that maybe haven't had as much experience as some of the others. And but I personally, I like it because I like to see that there's new teams because, I think we noticed that it's hard to get some teams out there. You don't get, and I think that's the one issue with is that you run out of, you don't get as many teams. So unfortunately you get a couple really, really good teams and you get some middle of the pack teams, and when they force to play against each other, it's kind of like a
lopsided ordeal.
We know who's going to win at the end of the season, and so me personally, I like that. And I think it was a good game. I think that team we played against may be in for a little bit of a rough season, but I think they're only going to get better the more that they play, for sure. So, so we ended up pulling away 14-1 was the final of that game. And, but most importantly, let's talk about Cohooney because in fact, I won't even mention it. Cohooney, why don't you fill everyone in on how you did on your opening night game?
Yeah. So, Craig put me at the bottom of the lineup and threw me out of right field. I have a messed up shoulder and I can't throw, and the right field really doesn't get much action, which is hilarious considering I had one ball
not necessarily true.
I had one ball hit to me all night. It was in the first inning, and it was a little blooper, and I actually dove on my knee and slid and caught it. That was pretty amazing. And then
a nice catch.
I like it.
It's
pretty amazing.
And then I tried to get the double play because the guy at second had almost went halfway to third. Oh, airmailed it. So hey, my shoulder. I can't throw the ball. What do you expect from me? But then hitting wise, I got 4 bats because we were scoring pretty good. Everyone was hitting.
It helps when you only have 10.
It was really
also.
good. Yeah. So the first at bat, this is the first time I've ever actually played rec league softball co-ed. It took me a while. It just took a little weird because you're not used to someone actually pitching to you competitively, and I was way ahead of it on my first one. I grounded out to like the second baseman or the pitcher one, I think what it was. And then my second at bat, Ben was there to watch, cheer us on. He was our bench, mascot guy, and he told me, "Hey, just give it time, let it come to you. Like, you're way too far out in front." So I'm like, okay. So I hit the ball, it went foul, but like I got good connection, and I can't remember if it was the next pitch or the pitch after. I cranked it over the left fielder.
I think it was the next pitch. Yeah.
Yeah, I cranked it over the left fielder for a triple, so that was nice.
Yeah,
and then I was like, "Oh, I'm out of shape."
Yeah.
So really quickly though, I need to address the fact that you want to mention the fact that I batted you low and I put you in right field. So just so you're aware, sometimes batting in the bottom order is not a bad thing, because sometimes I put people there because they're like a second leadoff. So, and I already know you can hit the ball with power sometimes. And I even told you this morning as we talked about it, I'm like, I mean, we can put it with the guys we have, we can pretty much put anywhere, because I know that they can all hit for contact, they can all hit for power. And also the right field thing, last night's not a good example because we're playing against a brand new team, and a lot of them are going to purposely go to the opposite field. When we play more
structured
teams, established teams.
more established teams, you're going to see people purposely go opposite field because they think defensively we're not going to expect it. And also you're going to see lefties too. So, and Ben and Jace can test this. I put Josh in right field typically on Mondays because
he puts the
he's
speed
fast
on the corners
and he can play defense. So I mostly put him out there. So
Josh plays.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time.
So
and then the my third at bat, I got ahead of it again. But Craig, I didn't see, because as soon as I hit it, I booked it to first base. Craig said that where I put it, that there was no shot they would have got me.
Oh yeah.
Fortunately, there was a runner on first, so they tried to get the double play, and they didn't even get the person out at second. So technically, it was a fielder's choice. So
yeah.
In all, I went 1 for 4 with a triple and 2 runs.
That's good though. I would say that was a pretty solid debut. I thought you guys played pretty well. I mean, obviously, it's a new team, but we were a new team at one point years back, and you have to start somewhere. And it just seemed like everyone out there on the other team was having fun too, just getting experience of playing and exposed. I thought that everyone played really well defensively. I don't know about your pitching though. The pitching was a little off, but it's cool. But it's cool. I mean, I think you guys could definitely before free agency could maybe do a trade or something like that. But it's cool.
Anyways, but so a really good week. Would obviously have loved to play last Friday instead of just giving a forfeit win, but we have a really big game tomorrow. We play against a team that's also 3-1, just like ourselves. And based on the way that they're doing playoffs, which I still don't even really know or understand exactly how it's going to work, but basically it comes down to, this is a big game when it comes to seeding, probably between the two of us. And it might, I mean, you take away, the one or two really like competitive teams, it's probably between these two teams, between us and the other team, about who could probably be the best, rec team that there's available. So it's gonna be a pretty big game, and there won't be a forfeit tomorrow. That's my hot take. There will not be a forfeit tomorrow. There will be a game tomorrow. So I'm excited for that. And then Monday, Wednesday, it'd be nice to see. I think based on the teams we're playing against, I think we have the chance to win. So it'd be nice to obviously get to 2-0, but overall, just nice. It would be nice to see just another competitive game and just seeing how it plays out. So early in the season, a lot to go, obviously, a lot left. But I will always enjoy coming out here and telling you guys that we go 3-0 a week. So, but we'll see how it plays out the rest of the way. So
the Cohooney luck.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I've been informed that there is no get off my lawn segment from Jason this week. I guess his
lawn died.
He's not feeling angry.
He forgot
this is really a great opportunity.
Actually, there's something that just came on my Twitter feed.
Oh, I was gonna say, this is a great opportunity. You could have easily been like, teams that no call, no show. It really pisses me off. But you blew it. So,
but no, really quick, there's something that just came along my Twitter feed, and I really can't stand this guy.
Oh boy.
Former Giant Aubrey Huff.
Oh my God. Why do we even give that man
Oh my!
mention on our?
So his tweet, the all-female broadcast is happening tonight for the Orioles, or I think it's the Orioles.
I think that happened either Monday and Tuesday, and it was
whatever day it was.
It was the Rays, I saw this tweet. Yeah, I saw this tweet.
And he said that women are for after the game, not during the game.
Yep.
What a total douchebag.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm giving him the airtime here.
What did I just miss?
Yeah, I'm sorry for giving him the airtime, but what a
piece of shit. What a piece of shit.
The only thing that guy gets like time for on our air is this drop.
Run that guy.
Because Joe Fortenbaugh said that to Aubrey Huff, and that's what that is. And that is from what that's from.
He
said that about him. So
yep.
Anyways, no, that's my quick get off my lawn. I didn't really have one, but go ahead.
All right. Well, that counts enough. So, all right. Well, that's at least over and done with. If you want to call it hit or quit it, or not hit or quit it, if you want to call it get off my lawn, I say hit it or quit it because that's what's coming your way right now. It's our weekly segment. It's the hit it or quit it segment. If you've seen our podcast before, you know how it goes. If you're brand new to it, well, simple. Each of us, maybe not all of us, we have a question, and it's just simple of whether we're all hitting it or if we're quitting it. We go around, and sometimes we're all in unison, and sometimes we are not. So, boys, you have some questions. I can assure you that I have one for this one. So,
wow.
If you guys would like, I can even go first.
Go first. Start it off. I don't have one.
All right.
Cool. I got two. So
I got one. So Ben, very well. I will give him credit. He went through the Kraken with their expansion, with their draft, everything, and now we know what that team's going to look like. So my question for you guys, as the Kraken are ready to have their first season,
all right, give me a sec. So I can
the Seattle Kraken will make the playoffs. Are you hitting it or are you quitting it?
Jason, go for it. Hold us first.
I'm going to quit it, even though you can make a case that the Pacific Division is probably the weakest division. Like, you got the Kings, you got the Ducks. Sharks are mediocre. Just on paper, it doesn't look like the Kraken. If they would have got like maybe Tarasenko or another couple big name guys, I would say sure. But I think they're planning for a loaded draft the following year. So I'm going to say quit it.
John?
Yeah, I'm gonna quit it as well. They're gonna need some magic like the Vegas Knights did, because I mean, you could argue some of those players, like, they weren't expecting them to be 50 points, 40 goal players. Like, really,
Carlson tripled his goal total in one season on that inaugural year.
Who expected Carlson to do what he did? No, who on the Kraken is going to be the Carlson? They need someone to be that, Carlson.
Yeah.
And if they don't get someone like that, yeah, they have no shot. So I'm going to quit it.
I really want to say quit it, but
he wants to be different.
I can see them because they're not afraid to trade. That's the thing with them. They've already shown that they're not really necessarily afraid to trade. They got rid of Pitlick, I believe, already for a draft pick. So, they traded Pitlick for 2022 4th round pick. So it's okay. So I think that they're going to see what they have, let the preseason and the first 10 games happen. And then I will see them making a lot of moves that you would be kind of surprised from a regular team. So I will say that they will make the playoffs only because, like Jason said, the Pacific Division is very weak. It's very inconsistent right now, and you don't know what the hell you got. So, and obviously some of the teams in the Pacific show that they didn't even move stuff, and if anything, they're losing helpful pieces. So I'm gonna say, hit it. I'm gonna say hit it that they will make the playoffs this year.
If you would have said quit it, I probably would have just been on the hit it side just to be different. But now that I know you're on there, I would go towards that lean. I'm gonna quit it as well. I don't know. I feel like, I get it, understand, because I know a lot of it with some of the players that they passed on, like Landeskog, Tarasenko, probably had to do a lot with money. And guys wanting big contracts. But I don't know. Because we looked at Vegas, when Vegas in that draft, everyone thought Vegas was gonna suck. They're like, who are these guys? And that was when they looked at a draft where they were like, we didn't think there was really anybody that good available. I mean, we all were like, oh, Marc-Andre Fleury is available, and then they took him. But like the Kraken had a lot of options, and a lot of people think that, you know, Vegas maybe went and did that draft and said, we want to be a playoff team right now. And Seattle may have wanted a different approach, and they decided, you know what, we're not going to build it for right now. We want to build for, you know, to build up to be a good team. So I don't know if I'm not going to say that's necessarily what their mindset was, but I don't know. Exactly what Jason said and how you reiterated. Yeah, the division's not that strong, but I don't know. I don't think the Kraken are going to be a playoff team just yet. So I myself am going to quit it as well.
Okay. All right. So Jason, we'll go with your first question then.
My first question is, okay. Olympics are starting this week, in case you guys didn't know.
Sir.
No fans or anything like that, but women's gymnastics is a pretty big event that gets a lot of viewers. My question to you guys is, Simone Biles, is she the greatest GOAT for women GOATs? Hit it or quit it.
Of all sports.
Of all female athletes, is she the GOAT?
Olympics or any?
Female athletes in general.
That's a tough question, at least for me, because I mean, I know who Simone Biles is, and
He's seen the Uber Eats commercials,
but
I
don't. But I couldn't sit here and tell you all of her accomplishments. I couldn't list it, so I don't know. I feel like that's a really tough question. So, like, I guess just based on the fact, I will admittedly say that I don't feel like I have enough knowledge to really say or not. So I think I'd say quit it, just because. I mean, I'm sure there's some. I mean, off the top of my head, Jenny Finch, fantastic softball player. Could I really look at not knowing either of their achievements really that well? And then was it Megan Rapaport, the soccer player? I mean, that's another one I can think off the top of my head. Again, I don't know any. I couldn't list to you their individual and team successes, so I don't know. I just feel like I'm not knowledgeable enough to know this to really give you a solid answer on this one. So I think I just have to quit it based on that.
Okay. John?
I'm quitting it as well. I can make an argument she's not even the GOAT Olympic female. I mean, you can make an argument that Christy Yamaguchi is the GOAT Olympic female.
That's another one. Right there, yeah.
And honestly, in my opinion, the GOAT female, like worldwide, is Serena Williams. I can also argue
that's only because she could beat you up in one punch, man. She's an aggressive woman.
Okay,
She's
okay,
scary.
and now here's two more women who could beat me up with one punch. Ronda Rousey, you could argue, and Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes is a two-belt champion, current women's bantamweight and featherweight champion. You could argue that because no one's touching her. There's so many. Like Craig said, Megan Rapaport. Like Simone Biles is as amazing as she is. You could argue she's only relevant every 4 years, and that's unfortunate, but it is kind of true. Like Michael Phelps. Besides, we got cracked for weed, people only talked about him every 4 years. And that's the problem with the Olympic athletes. Like you got players like Serena Williams and Amanda Nunes who are every year they're in the headlines. So it's quit it. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, so quit it.
Okay, I will say quit it as well. Like John said, it is just the Olympics. Doing gymnastics for a long time, I know that is not an easy sport by any means. To be winning gold medals in the Olympics and national titles and stuff like that, that's not an easy thing to do at all. So I have a lot of respect for what Simone has accomplished and still has on her future, career. But yeah, no, there's just too many women athletes out there. Had this been 30 years ago, maybe different story, whatever. But now that there is a lot of women athletes, I mean, there's a girl, Lieke Martens, I think.
I'm looking up her name right now. I can't remember her name.
She's the equivalent
to swimmer, right?
Not even close. Netherlands women's soccer player. But
okay.
She is playing for the Netherlands soccer team. She is essentially compared to one of the best men's soccer players in the world, like the comparable Ronaldo or something like that, I think. And just the comparable of that. And again, she doesn't play every 4 years. She's playing every year. So it's like you got the headlines, you got the times where they're being broadcasted and shown to the world. So yeah, I think that I would say quit it, just because there's too many well-known, very skilled female athletes in their respective sports to sit there and say that Simone Biles is the GOAT. I would say that she is necessarily maybe the GOAT of gymnastics right now. Like, she's fucking solid. So, but yeah. I just that's my take on that.
And before you finish, Tristan, sorry. Katie Ledecky was who I was thinking of, the Olympic swimmer. And
okay.
She's probably the best U.S. women's participant this year over Biles.
Okay. All right, Jason.
I'm gonna quit it, but I'm gonna kind of retract what John
has
said.
A crush on her.
No, not at all. Katie Ledecky has a chance to participate in more events than Simone Biles does, and she has a chance to win more gold medals, similar to what Michael Phelps did. But like you guys have all covered it, if I think of women's GOAT, I'm probably going with Serena Williams. Just kicks butt all around.
It's a respectable sport.
Yeah, she was like 7 months pregnant and won a major. Like, come on, who does that?
Yeah, seriously.
However, saying that Simone Biles is must-see TV for the Olympics. When she's going to be performing, I'll be tuning in. She's doing things that no other female's done before. Judges have to critique her differently because she's so athletic. Yeah, I think I'm going to say she's the best American Olympian this year. But as a GOAT, I'm going to quit it as well.
Okay.
Did you guys? They polled the U.S. for what sport they are most excited to watch. If you had to take a guess, what would you say?
I'd say gymnastics would have to be if not the top, then second. But I can't really. I'm trying to think. I would say swimming, just because of the hype in the past. But I don't really.
I would say women's gymnastics.
It's swimming.
It is.
Yeah. I think gymnastics is 3. I'm trying to remember what was 2.
A table tennis better be second then. No. So John, what's your hit it or quit it?
Okay. So Craig ended up taking my hit or quit that I was thinking of.
So that's
so
why
So I got a different one, and it's Ben. You're gonna be out of your territory here, so I can't wait to see what you say. You guys meet Craig and Jason. We all heard the rumor yesterday. Daniel Bryan is signed with AEW, but there's also another name. CM Punk is potentially going to sign with AEW. Hit it or quit it. That CM Punk will sign with AEW.
I'm gonna let you gentlemen go first.
I'm gonna quit it. Just I don't know. Like, based on what we know now, I know it's like a rumor, but I don't know. I don't see it happening. I think Punk has stepped away, and I know he's been very clear about he doesn't want to be in WWE, but I don't know. I guess I just feel like maybe he's been away for so long. It doesn't seem like he really wants to like wrestle per se, right? Like he still has a career in MMA right now, doesn't he?
No, he's been out a while.
Okay, I didn't think. I wasn't sure.
Speaking of his MMA career, the person he fought in his UFC debut and lost to, he fights this Saturday. Mickey Cole.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna say this for Jason because I know he's gonna say he'll believe it when he sees it, but I'm gonna quit it. I don't think it's happening.
I'm gonna quit it as well. Like Craig said, I'll believe it when I see it. After the pop that he gets if and when he comes back, what's he gonna provide? He's been out for 7 years. He was one of my favorites when he was in WWE. I thought he couldn't be touched on the mic. His in-ring skill was great. But yeah, 7 years is a long time. Granted, it is sports entertainment. Personally, I like to see him back in WWE, but they would need to give him a big old bag for that to happen. I'm just gonna quit it.
Well, that gave me zero insight at all on the situation.
Quit it, move on.
So I'm gonna say hit it. It's gonna happen. He's gonna get in there. He's gonna rock everyone's world like nothing happened. 7 years ain't shit. He's got it in the bag.
John, save the show.
I'm hitting it actually.
Whoa!
There's shut up, Ben. You don't even know why. There's never been this much smoke with a return, in my opinion. A lot of the other ones has always been, oh, he could return, or oh my god, maybe he's gonna return. Like, this is like multiple people. You got Meltzer, you got what was the other guy's name? Whatever. They're wrestling guys. That doesn't they don't matter. But so many people reporting. Stop it. So many people reported on it. It's to the point where, like Jason said, you would like him to come back to WB, but I don't think he's ever going to return there. I mean, he doesn't like AAA. Paul Levesque, like, they do not like each other, and I don't see them working together. So I do think he will return there. Just we'll see what happens. And you said 7 years is a long time. Edge was gone for 10 years, and you could argue he's in the best shape of his life. So
No, you're right.
this isn't UFC. This is sports entertainment. You could be gone, and hey, as long as you've been staying in shape, you can walk right back in. I mean, Goldberg walked right back in.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I do
As
think
long as he doesn't do a 15-minute match, he's good.
I do think that there's a difference though when you compare Edge to CM Punk though, because of the way he left. Because Edge left because he's pretty much told that if he had one more bad bump, that he'd be paralyzed. So it's a lot different. And Edge has always wanted to come back. I don't think CM Punk has really stressed it that he's really wanted to even return to wrestling really that much. So
It would
I
take
think
a
it's a
whole lot
little
of
bit-
money, is what he said.
Oh no, I
It would take a
wasn't.
whole
I
lot of
wasn't
money.
saying
I know
that.
money talks though.
I wasn't
Money
using
talks
that.
absolutely. Money talks absolutely. So yeah, I mean, I'm not
I'm
not
just-
saying
I'm
it's
just talking about-
impossible, but I just think based on what we a little bit we know, I don't think it's happening.
Yeah,
Jason,
I
you got a question too.
yeah, I think it will happen.
Okay. Last question, really quick. And we talked about it. NBA drafts next Friday. Will the Warriors be using at least one draft pick next Friday? They have number 7 and 14. Hit it or quit it.
I'll start it off.
I was saying, John, you want to start or?
Here we go.
Hey, Jason, can you redo the question? Sorry, the dog was barking.
He asked
Will the
if
Warriors will the Warriors use at least one draft pick next week?
Hit it. They will be using their second round draft pick.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Will the Warriors be using a
Nice
number 7
try.
or number 14 draft pick next week? Hit it or quit it.
Quit it. Yeah, quit it. They will not be using either.
All right, that was short and sweet. Craig.
Yeah, they're hitting it. They might trade one of them. I don't see them trading both of those picks unless they're landing somebody big, which I would lean toward that's not happening. So, I mean, I can see them definitely getting rid of one of them. I can see them getting rid of one of them, but not both of them. They'll have one. They'll have either that 7 or 14. Not sure which one, but they'll have one of them. I'm hitting it.
If
they have one, it'll be 14.
Yeah, I was gonna. Thanks. Okay. Well, yeah.
Cool. Thanks, John. It wasn't your turn. You don't have the stick.
Hit it. Hit it. They will trade the 14th pick to get a player of some sort. What caliber? Who knows? But I think they'll move the 14th pick.
Hot take.
So there we go. You heard it here first. Fuck ESPN. You're hearing it first.
Stick to the NHL.
Wasn't necessary.
Stick to the NHL draft.
I'm gonna quit it. I don't think.
What do you know?
I think they're gonna trade for a superstar. I think they've been told by Curry and Clay, we want somebody that can win with us right now. I think they're gonna trade both of them, Wiggins and potentially Wiseman, for a big name player.
What, LeBron?
I don't want LeBron.
Well, too bad. He's Space Jam now.
Run that
Space Jam
guy.
sucked. Did you not see that?
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't want to waste the
No,
airtime.
I didn't watch. I've read reviews. It's terrible.
Yeah, I've just read the reviews.
That's all I got.
That's it. All
Yeah,
right.
well, the reviews to Black Widow were terrible, and I still love that movie.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, we also heard the commercial on the radio that people were saying it's the best Marvel movie.
And not even close.
No.
That's an
All right. Well, we're wrapping down the show. And you know how we like to end things. We got our shout outs. Goes to some people, could be some businesses. It kind of goes all over the place. So, boys, any shout outs you might have?
Yeah, I don't have any like actual personal shout outs this week, so I'm just gonna shout out someone that Pat McAfee still can't see. He finally returned to WWE. I'm gonna shout out John Cena.
Fuck me, Jesus Christ. Anyways, I'll salvage this one.
The fact that
Get
we have
on
to
board.
sit here to let Ben salvage anything is just insane.
Well, shout out to Craig for playing me at third base, giving me an opportunity to play. That was pretty cool. Appreciate that. And big shout out to Adam and Allison in Texas. They had their baby girl. She arrived Sunday morning at like 5 a.m. or something is when they went to the hospital. So congrats to both of them because they've been patiently waiting, and they're both going to make great parents. So it's really an awesome opportunity for them to take the next step. No, they're not actually going to do that, but me and Katie are auntie and uncle anyways, so it's fine. We'll live with that title. But yeah, no, we're really excited for them. Everyone is just ecstatic for them with their family and all that stuff. So it's good. And then and shout out to Jason for being a pretty outstanding left-handed hitter. I know Allison gives you a lot of shit for not being a true lefty and stuff, but I think that you're a rock solid lefty hitter. So there you go.
Random, but
What, I don't get a shout out?
I guess.
Damn! No!
Okay. Go. You said something earlier, Ben. You kind of took one of my shout-outs. Otani donating the $150,000. Thought that was really cool. Because those guys bust their butts, and I don't know how much they make, but just the gesture itself was pretty cool.
Yep.
Also want to shout out the Phoenix Suns coach Monty Williams went into the Bucks locker room after much was made of this, that he stole the Bucks shine, but he was literally in the locker room for like a minute, just congratulating the Bucks on their championship and saying how they were well deserved. So that was a really class act to see. So shout out to him.
Nice. And Craig.
A couple shout outs. One, got another birthday shout out. One of our softball teammates currently playing on our Wednesday night team. That'd be David, sometimes referred to as Big David on the team, even though he's not really big at all. But just compared to the other David that we play with, who's a lot smaller, he's a giant. Actually Big David. So yeah, happy belated birthday, David. I believe it was on Monday that it was his birthday.
David.
So yeah, happy birthday to him. And then also want to. Also, I'm just gonna keep saying also like 70,000 times. Also. But do want to shout out to the Lorangs. Went to see up in Washington, Oregon area, my good friend Kristen, and she got married to her now husband Baron, and I was really just kind of honored to actually be there. What? No, Jesus. Quit bringing wrestling into this shit. We already had enough wrestling on this program. So I just want to shout them out. Congratulations, you two. And been good friends with Kristen for a really long time. And Baron is just a great dude. I've been absolutely impressed with him from the moment I met him. So just a generally good dude. And I can tell that those two are just head over heels, and yeah, they're great for each other. So I'm excited for them on their next adventure. And like I said, just really honored to be a part of that wedding too. So that was also pretty awesome. And yeah, so those are my shout outs. Pretty awesome for that. So boys, anything else we need to cover? Oh no, there's a UPS guy and he like walked up on here and I was like, what is he delivering? I don't have anything else coming. But then he went back. I think he had the package. I don't know if he's lost. I don't know what's happening. So nice. Really weird.
Take it.
But, for the viewers who don't know it, I'm looking straight out to like where the garage is. And when it's open, I can see into the street. So that's why I'm able to see that. So, but anyways, boys, anything else you want to throw out there? This is our last show for 2 weeks. So we won't have a podcast next week. And
that's why this one was a little extra long. Wanted to make sure the viewers gave a little extra savor the taste for a little longer while we're gone.
Sauce to it. So I guess if that's it.
Go ahead. Jason looks like he's about to fall asleep.
Probably. So, all right. Well, thank you all for listening. As always, we appreciate it. If you're a first-time listener, we also really appreciate it as well. We hope that if you're not already doing so, give us a follow on our YouTube channel. It is at Sports Bets, but mostly Chaos Podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment on the videos. Let us know what you guys think, as well as anything you guys might want to see on future shows. The Head It or Quit, especially. If you have any questions you guys would want us to do, throw it out there. And you can do that as well, not on the YouTube channel, but as well as our socials over on Instagram and Twitter. Both of those are at SBBMC_pod. Give us a follow, like us there, and we appreciate any feedback, whether it's good or bad. So with those out of the way,
Get Pat off the show.
well, those are in the DMs of the thing. So
yeah,
but we won't have to go into that. So
yeah, we're currently in contract negotiations about that, seeing
Right,
what the value is.
All right, everybody. Well, everyone, take care. Be safe as always, and we'll see you guys next time around.
Dudes.